Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's, I know, 65%, 70% humidity. It's like walking through a steam bath again. It's hot. It's brilliant out, though. It's beautiful out. So, welcome to Northern Virginia. We had some fun last night with Ari on the beat on MSNBC. As you may have gathered over time, I am no expert at hip hop, but I get a kick out of Ari putting me with these people because they're really wonderful people. And the guy last night was a lot of fun, and he had given me a recommendation on how to get up on hip hop. So I take these as kindly things. Now, in the non-kindly, there was a story I read about a mother in Arkansas. And she refused a vaccination for herself and for her daughter. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. Now her daughter's, 13 or fighting for her life in a hospital against the COVID-19 because she wasn't vaccinated against it because of her mother. And I've gotten all sorts of reactions about it. Who is responsible for this disinformation? The Republicans. They've turned it into a political thing for reasons that are not understandable to me. In fact, if Democrats would talk about it, they might say things like, you know, Trump said the vaccine was going to be good. Just wait for the vaccine. Everything will be okay. And he was taking credit for it at the beginning of the Biden administration. Now, it's like they see some advantage in being against the vaccine to save people and protect them. So what do I think about that? I think that the Democrats have got to stop saying this bipartisan nonsense because the two parties are divided on the health of America. One party believes that we want to avoid that mom losing her daughter because she believes she doesn't need to be vaccinated. And she's multiplied across the country. And with the Delta variant, there are going to be more people who listen to this nonsense from the Republicans and from Fox who are hurt and who die. And it is political now. But our answer is scientific. And theirs is just sort of like holding our breath. We're not going to do it because they want us to do it. And if they want us to do it, we shouldn't do it, even at the cost of our own injuries, death, to ourselves individually, to our family, to our friends, to our neighbors. Now, are the Democrats doing that? No, they're not. They keep talking this bipartisan nonsense. And so what happens? What happens instead is now Biden has come out saying that he wants big tech to take down those people on the social media who are saying not to take the vaccine. Well, the government sometimes wants others to do their own jobs for them. The First Amendment means we go out and we say these things. We attack Fox. We attack these individuals. We show people the statistics. We don't do this warm and cuddly thing about, here's this marvelous singer, and she's telling you, you should take the vaccine. Well, these people, they don't care about that. And if you persuade the kids and not the parents, are the kids going to be able to go out and get the vaccine without the approval of their parents? We got to get serious here, and we're not. So I'm upset with Biden for, in essence, trying to tell private industry how to handle their host function in social media. And I think that instead, Democrats should step up to the mark and start calling out what is becoming a national health disaster. And right now, it's among those who are not vaccinated. They are getting the virus and they are dying. And there's a lag between those who catch it, as we know from history, and then those who end up in a hospital and those who die. So when we see the first numbers come in with an increase in people who are infected, particularly by the Delta variant, which is highly transmissible, is that a word? Then we have to pay attention. And September and kids going to school is just around the corner. We have to be vaccinating these kids because they transmit themselves at a high number, at a high rate. So the combination will be deadly. And all this work we've done, all the distancing, the masks, the washing of hands, and those of us who vaccinated, it could amount to nothing because this is a virulent virus. And if we don't take the right measure, we're going to be right back where we were, locked down, compromising our economy and the people and hunger and everything else that comes with it. So that's enough of that. Shifting a little bit to immigration, a judge has said DACA, that is the Dreamers proposal brought on by Obama years ago now. It's 20 years, I think. He put together an executive order and allowed the children of immigrants here to remain here. And a lot of them, the quote dreamers, well, they're older now, obviously. 20 years has passed. And they're in the front line in a lot of places making a real contribution to America. So the judge made a strange decision, which is no more new applicants to be dreamers, but we're not going to do anything with those who are here. Well, that'll be appealed, and hopefully a court will decide that you don't need legislation to do this, because for 20 years we haven't been able to get the Hill to do that. And does anybody think McConnell and company are going to help the children of immigrants stay here? No, not that harsh group. The devil himself would be more lenient. Now, I guess there's a bunch of sorrowful news. Have you seen the pictures in Germany? Have you seen the devastation? Entire towns wiped out because the water is carried in the air because of global warming. It's carried for miles and miles, and then it's just dropped. And there was no protection they could have come up with. There are some places where they've done better than others, but there's no protection against Eastern Europe for what is going on there in terms of global warming. And people are dying, but I mean, if you look at those pictures, there's billions of dollars of reclamation and building to come. What I'm concerned about is Dr. Hansen, who was with NASA, who originally rang the bell back in the 60s on global warming and has slowly gotten people to understand and believe him. He speaks of a condition that has to concern us all, which is the tipping point. When does the tipping point occur that there's nothing we can do about global warming? Now, I remember being with a bunch of guys and gals at Columbia University, and this brilliant young lady from Barnard was talking about something, and then somebody else started talking to her about the environment, and she became so depressed and upset about it that we weren't doing anything. That was in the 60s. I don't know where she went or what she did after that. I'm sure she was as active as she could be to do something about it. Well, here we are now, and only days ago the EU is talking about doing something about it, and within days of that announcement, carbon taxes and so forth, this devastation hits Germany. We have our own terrible heat wave in the United States, and we're going to have more and worse things happen because of global warming. So, not happy news, but a number of things that we should be acting upon and taking more seriously than we do. So, get out today if you can. It's beautiful out, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.